Hi friends, it's Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm calling this my Not So Bookish Life because I had a really great week last week and I just want to chat about it. So there might be some bookish stuff here, but it definitely won't all be bookish. So fair warning, let's get to it. So it is currently Monday, August 2nd that I'm recording this. And last week was the last week of July. And it started out like any other last week in July, or last week of the month, where you have a bunch of books that you haven't finished yet, that I haven't finished reading yet, that I wanted to get through. And I had every intention of trying to. But a lot of things got in my way. And I'm not upset about it. Tuesday started off the birthday presents for my nephews. So my nephews both have summer birthdays. One is in July, the end of July, and one is the end of August. And we kind of always just celebrate their birthdays around the same time, whatever. I always get them a book, something little that they can maybe play with, and then I get them an experience with me. And for my nephews, they always choose, a lot of times they choose to go to a movie. And we didn't get to do that last year because COVID. So I kind of let them go all out. So Tuesday, I took my nephew Colin to see Black Widow. So I'm going to put a picture of us right there. I am not into the Marvel comic universe. Colin is. He knows what's going on. He's seen all the movies. I have not. I haven't seen Avengers. So there was a lot of things that kind of went over my head in terms of that. However, I didn't really feel like I missed a lot. Like I could still understand what was going on. I could still follow the movie and I could still enjoy it. Colin didn't know a lot about the Red Scare in the 90s in America. And that is brought up. It's a big part of the beginning of the movie. And it didn't really hurt his comprehension of it that he didn't know that part of history yet. So it was really good. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I don't know why I haven't seen more of the Marvel movies because every one that I've watched, I've really enjoyed. And so I don't really know why I haven't taken the time to watch the other ones. I just haven't. But every time I have, it's been with Colin. And because of Colin that I've watched it. I've liked everyone that I've seen. So I don't know why I don't see him more often. Florence Pew. Holy cow. Like she just came out of nowhere, right? I don't know. She was in Little Women and she did great. But she played the sister role to Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow character. Oh my gosh. Comedic timing is spot on. And then dramatic seriousness, spot on. Like it was so impressive. I was very impressed. I was impressed with all of the acting, but Florence Pugh was the actress that I knew least and had seen the least amount of work from. And I was just so impressed. So it was really cool. It was a fun experience. And then of course we got popcorn and ices, the whole works. And then we stopped at Dunkin' Donuts and got smoothies. Well, he got smoothies. I got a nice coffee afterwards because why not? Yeah, so we had the whole experience and then I brought him home. Then Wednesday, I took my younger nephew, Christopher, who goes by Kit, to see Space Jam: A New Legacy. So here's a picture. Sad story. We were going to take a picture by the cardboard Space Jam that they had up at the theater, but they took it down while we were in the movie. Like we got out of the movie and it was gone. We were like, he was super sad about it. I mean, not really, but It was tragic, so our picture is not as cool. But that's okay. I really liked this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. The references to all of the Warner Brothers movies, the night from the 90s, just were really, really, really nostalgic for me. The cartoons were just as funny as they always are. It was just really fun. I really enjoyed it. I loved the added video game element to the basketball sport movie motif. When Colin heard about that part, he was a little like, "Oh, I should have seen the basketball movie." But Christopher really enjoyed it. He laughed a lot. Wednesday night, I participated in the Cozy Escape Book Club discussion in the comments for Murder, She Knit. And I learned that I liked it a lot more than a lot of other people, and that was totally fine. But it was a nice discussion. It was a fun time discussing and just, hearing what other people think about reading is really fun. So that was my Wednesday. So there was a little bit of bookish there. Thursday, I had the opportunity to see As You Like It performed by the St. Anthony Guild Players. So this is a small group of very young thespians that put on Shakespeare every summer. They didn't last summer because of COVID, but 2 summers ago, I saw The Tempest by William Shakespeare. The next year after that, I didn't know about. They did Much Ado About Nothing, which is one of my favorite of the Shakespeare plays. And then they did As You Like It this year. When I was at my old school, I spent my summer digging into a Shakespeare play. My students and I would read it the first month of the school year, and then the end of that, when we were done reading it, we would go to Spring Green, Wisconsin, to American Players Theater, and we would see the play that they were putting at, that we had just read. And it was always so fun to see a professional theater troupe put on a play. It was just really cool. It was one of my favorite things. I really miss doing it now that I'm not at that school anymore. I got to tell you, these kids, who I don't think a single one of them is older than maybe 20, if that. And the youngest one, I think, was maybe 10. So they're definitely kids. They're definitely young. Their performance was very on par with the professional Shakespeare theater guilds that I have attended. They did such a good job. I was really impressed with their timing of their lines and enunciation to get the meaning across to their audience and bring out the humor and bring out the seriousness in the lines. And I don't know the exact process that they go through in digging deep into the play as they're learning it and figuring out how to do this, but I do know that the directors are 2 of the young actors, and I'm just so impressed with how good it was. Anyway, it was fabulous. So good. I think I'll link their Facebook group down below. I just kicked my camera. I think I will link their Facebook group down below just because I'm just so impressed with them. So that was my Thursday. Then let's go the right way. Friday, I got to go and visit my grandparents. My grandparents live about 45 minutes to an hour away from me. And with COVID happening, I haven't really seen my grandparents since COVID started. So I wanted to make sure that when I knew that they were available, that I could get there as soon as possible. So I left early and I just brought a book with me and I was like, I can read and it'll be fine. You know, like I'll stop at a park and I'll read. And then if it turns out that I can't go and see them, it'll be fine. Like, it'll be fine. So I left really early. One of the little itty bitty towns that I had to drive through had a bunch of rummage sales happening. So I stopped. And I got some things. So I said I was done buying books in July, and I lied a little bit, not on purpose, but I totally did. I did find Mistletoe Magic by Fern Michaels. I've really enjoyed the Fern Michaels that I have read, and I saw it was 25 cents. So it was worth it to me. It has 4 different stories in it, I think. Yeah, it has 4 different, like, shorter novellas in it. And I really enjoy Christmas stories a lot. So I thought this would be a good book to have for Christmas time. So I'm just going to add that onto my August haul. It's fine. The second book that I found was 25 cents as well. And that is Wanderville, On Track for Treasure. And it's just in such good shape that I got it, even though it's the second book in a series. And it's this group of orphans who were on the orphan trains. And that part of history just fascinates me. So they were on the orphan trains, and they ran away from the left the orphan trains. And they like call themselves Wanderville. So they like made a city for themselves in the first book, apparently. So then it says, the citizens of Wanderville think they've finally left the orphan trains of their past behind. They believe that unlike the orphanages of New York, the hamlet they've created for themselves in the wilderness is a place where no one can harm them. But when they're discovered by the local sheriff, the children, Jack, Francis, Harold, and Alexander, and their new friends have no choice but to flee. They take to the rails and are rescued by a seemingly kind reverend and his wife. The pair brings the orphans to their home, telling them that if they help the sharecroppers who run their farm, they will eventually be adopted. But Frances can't stop thinking about a mysterious treasure mentioned to her by a hobo she met during their travels. And when a young African-American sharecropper is blamed for stealing a fiddle her brother Harold actually nabbed, the residents of Wanderville will have to decide whether their community is heading in the right direction or whether they will need to get their town back on track. It seemed worth it. I don't know if I want to read it though before I find the first one. So I might see if I can find the first one. This is by Wendy McClure. I don't think I said that. I might see if I can find the first one from the library. We'll see. Another thing that I found was this cute little purse, this cute little coin purse. So I wanted like a nice big thing to put coins in because I have to use coins for laundry. I have coin laundry and I just need coins all the time. So instead of having them just like loose among other stuff, when I saw this, I thought it was really cute. I thought it would be cool to have that. I just thought it was really cute, and it fits just really nicely in my purse, and I can bring this with me when I go do the laundry or whatever, and I liked the colors. So that was $1. Thought it was worth it. Then the rest I got are actually for my dad. My dad has the whole basement of their house decorated in sports, and he's a big Brewers fan. And so I found this Prince Fielder bobblehead that I thought he would like. And then this one is Harvey Kuhn bobblehead. His head doesn't bobble as much. Yeah, but I thought that would be a good addition to my dad's collection. Since he's a big Brewer fan, he's also a NASCAR fan. He was part of the Tony Stewart fan club for a while. And so I saw the Tony Stewart bobblehead So these bobbleheads were really my big purchase. They were like the more expensive things that I got, which they still weren't that expensive, but these were my big purchases, were bobbleheads for my dad. So I don't feel guilty about the money that I spent. So I found the Tony Stewart bobblehead. So I think those 3 bobbleheads will be really fun for him to add to his collection. So I'm excited about that. Then I got to chill with my grandparents. They were available. It was really fun. Went to the restaurant. It was great. I loved it. It was so nice to see them. It's so nice to talk to them. It was really cool. Friday, when I got home, I had a package from Double Booked, which is a new Etsy shop run by Danny and Laura. I'll have their YouTube channel down in the description, and probably their Etsy shop as well. I was holding it up the wrong way. Double Booked. So they have different bookish things. So I made sure to put an order through. I really like their channels. And so they said, thank you so much for your order. We appreciate you. We hope you enjoy the matching mini bookmarks as a thank you gift for your order. So I ordered some bookmarks. We have a herb garden. The one that I really wanted was a bee, and they were all sold out. I was so bummed. So, and I know that's one that they replenish. So next time, hopefully I'll be able to get that. But so we have some herbs here. I thought it was really cute. It's nice and laminated and just the right size. And then these shoes on one side, and it's these really square colors on the back. And then diversity hands with a grid pattern on the back. And then they also sent 2 mini bookmarks with my order. So I just really was pleased with that. You could choose if you wanted tassels or not. Tassels and I just have a very shaky relationship because they tend to unravel on me and annoy me. And so I usually tend to veer away from tassels, but I am very excited to use these bookmarks from Double Booked. So put that down in the descriptions as well. Saturday was my nephew's birthday party. We just did cake and ice cream. I will put a picture right here of their beautiful cakes that my mom made. So Colin had a Mario Brothers themed cake, and Christopher had an Among Us themed cake, and it was a lot of fun. It was nice. And then when I got home, I was able to participate in Krista's reading and productivity sprints. It was a lot of fun. And when I got home, I had another bookish package. And this came from I don't know for sure that she's a subscriber, but she watches my videos for sure. Rebecca. She sent, after one of my hauls, she said, I noticed that you don't have this book. You said you didn't have this book, and I have it. She has like a pop-up bookstore, and she had it, and she wanted to send it to me. So she sent me this beautiful letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Maybe I will, because she gives really good suggestions. So it says that she noticed that I'm trying to put a lot of diversity in the books that I'm introducing to my students, and she wanted to thank me for that. So she sent me Forge, which is the second book to Chains, because I found Ashes at the library, and I said, so I'm missing Forge. I have Ashes, and I think I have Chains. And then I thought about it some more, and I really didn't have Chains, which she must have known because she sent Chains as well. So I have the whole series now. Thank you so much, Rebecca. That was so wonderful of you. And then she also sent me the book Snatch, The Adventures of David and Me in Old New York by Charles Fuller. I don't know anything about this. She said it's the author of A Soldier's Story, a play written in 1981, and Snatch has a surprise ending. It says Snatch is an adventure story about two brothers, David and Charles, free Black kids living in the Five Points neighborhood of antebellum New York City in 1838. While fishing in the Hudson River on a day in September, they meet a fugitive slave named Freddie Johnson, who they managed to help elude a gang of slave catchers led by a mysterious man called Snatch. The gang is intent on returning escaped slaves or shanghaied free blacks to the south and slavery for a bounty. Over 36 hours, the two brothers engineer a wild chase and escape through the streets and tunnels of old New York, helped by the Brewery Witches, a trio of girls from the neighborhood. During this adventure, they manage to involve 5 Points, their parents, and the Vigilance Committee, as well as coming close to exposing the identity of Snatch. That sounds so good. And it's just short. Man, yeah. That's cool. That is so good. That'll be great in my classroom library. I will have to. This is his first children's book, it says. Yeah. That's cool. I can't wait to introduce that to my students. And then she gave some suggestions of more books. So I'm just going to read what she wrote because they are great suggestions. So one is Lizzie Bright and the Buckminster Boy by Gary D. Schmidt. Gary D. Schmidt is such a great author. I just love him. It is a historical fiction about Malaga Island, Maine, a community that was founded by former enslaved African Americans. There are also many mixed-race families living in this island. In 1912, the people on the mainland in Phippsburg forced the people to leave their land so they could turn it into a tourist attraction. There's a film online about this event with photographs and information about some of the families. The island is now part of the National Park System. It was saved. The book is a Newbery Prize and a Prince Honor book. That sounds really good. I'll have to look for that one. The other book is The Magical Adventures of Pretty Pearl by Virginia Hamilton, also a wonderful author. One long time ago, Pretty Pearl, a godchild, lived high on a mountaintop in Africa with all other gods. Curious about mankind and itching to show off her powers, she came down off the mountain with her brother, know-all best god John de Conquer, and sailed on a slave ship for America. I would like to see this book turned into a movie. That is awesome. So she said that she collects many books for adults and children, and her main focus is African American related topics. So that is so nice, Rebecca. And then she talked about an online project called Post Crossing. I'll put that word right up here. So if you wanted to check it out, you could. It's a great project for children and adults. You send and receive postcards from all around the world. And she's met very kind and generous people and received beautiful postcards. And that sounds really cool. So I really think that I'm going to look that up soon. And then she ends her letter by saying, I enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. How wonderful. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I really appreciate these 3 books. So cool. My students are really going to appreciate that. I can't wait to put it into their hands. It was so unnecessary for you to do this, but so wonderful at the same time. Thank you so, so much. So that was really exciting to see that. Oh, man. All right. So then yesterday was Sunday. And the organization I get my life insurance from is called Catholic Financial Life. So it's like a club. I don't really get it, but I've been in it my whole life because my parents signed me up. And my dad is the president and my mom is the secretary. And every year my mom puts on a picnic for all of the members. So it was like brats and burgers. potato chips and, the fixings and ice cream, soda. And then she also has a bingo. So it was kind of just, it's outside and it's fun and you get to just see a whole bunch of people. I really enjoy helping my mom that day. I wasn't very helpful beforehand this year. Some years I am more, but not so much this year. But it was a lot of fun and I love playing bingo. She always finds these cute little prizes. But this is one thing that I got. It's so adorable. I can't even handle it. So I won this in bingo. I also won this cute little coin purse. She had a bunch of these coin purses. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But the other thing that I got is right here. Look at this. Can you see how cute? Look it's a giraffe Lego set. It was these little itty bitty. It's so tiny. The Legos are so tiny. I put it together last night. It was so fun. And it's just so stinking adorable. I love it. Just gonna stay on my shelf. I don't know his name. I just love giraffes. They're so fun. Yeah. So, in conclusion, I had a really great week last week, but I didn't finish 2 books that I wanted to finish. I didn't finish One Cold Summer by Robert Cowles. I'm 50% through. I'm gonna finish it in August. And then I didn't finish Stowaway by John David Anderson. That was an arc that comes out tomorrow. Well, it comes out on the 3rd. I might not get this out until the 3rd. But there's a picture there. I really am enjoying it. It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer of a middle grade, but it's so good. Like it's science fiction, takes place in the future. There's all kinds of different species of living things in space, and it all takes place in space. It's so good. It's just so good. And I have to stop and like think about it so often. So just to absorb it. So I didn't actually finish that. So, but I totally said that I was going to because last week me thought that I was going to read a lot more than last week me did. So I'm going to be, I finished that today. I finished Stowaway today. So it was the first book that I finished in August, but yeah, that'll be part of my August wrap up. That'll be part of my August wrap up. All right, so I think that's it. I don't know how you feel about this video. I kind of liked it. I liked sharing a little bit more of that non-bookish side of me. But there was still a lot of books, let's be honest, because books. I hope that you all had a wonderful week, a wonderful last week in July. I hope that you got some reading as well, more or less than what I did. I'll talk to y'all later, and until I see you again, happy reading. Bye.